Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Talking Bullion. Well, I want to have a little chat today, a little conversation about these high premiums that we've been facing the past several weeks now. And I want to answer a question I know probably millions of people out there have, and that question is, what is Talking Bullion stacking right now? Well, I'll tell you, so why don't we go ahead and take a look. Alright, as most of you know, anybody that follows my channel, and I appreciate every one of you that do, I'm a stacker, and I love to stack. And part of my stacking journey is to find great deals, almost like a treasure hunt, right? You go on a hunt to find great deals. Sometimes if you find a really good deal, you share them with people. Now, the treasure hunt has gotten a little scarce in today's world. It's really very difficult to find those great deals like I used to be able to all the time. If you go back to my early YouTube videos, 2018, 2019, you'll see I was finding a lot of great deals, almost always at spot or below. And the times sure have changed. I mean, even with eBay bucks, it used to be not that long ago with eBay bucks you could get gold for under spot. Really easy. Not to mention constitutional silver and just about anything you wanted. You know, the times have changed because the premiums have changed and eBay just doesn't offer the kind of deals they used to. However, I still use eBay bucks and I'll take 5% off of, anything, right? It's still nice to use. And 5% off a coin or bullion is always great because that's hard to find as well. But it's just not the same. So I thought we'd talk about that a little bit. Because again, as a stacker, I want to stack. I want to keep building my stack, but I do not want to impact my dollar cost averaging too much. I mean, the whole point of dollar cost averaging is to offset as you go along, and I understand that, but right now the offset is so high. We bought most of our silver at such a lower price than it is now that I just really don't want to go out there and buy a bunch of silver to drive up my overall costs. Now, I still want to buy silver. I still have not met my silver goals or my gold goals for that matter. But just having a hard time with the premiums, like I'm sure most everybody else is as well. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I see silver and gold, but especially on the silver side, is selling really well. So why don't we take a look at what we're dealing with right now. And this isn't going to surprise most of you probably. But just kind of talk this through as far as what I'm not buying and what I am buying. So what I'm not buying really at all right now are generic silver rounds, American Silver Eagles, or the constitutional 90% junk silver, just because it is just too high. So let's look at some examples. All right, so here we go. Most of these screen prints are coming off of JM Bullion, and I'm not picking on JM Bullion. I just tend to use JM Bullion as my reference points in a lot of my videos. So instead of finding ones that are higher or lower or whatever, I just try to stay consistent with it because I think it's, fairly consistent as we go along. So you can see here, they do have the generic buffaloes in stock right now. And if we come up to the top here, we can see that right now, the silver ask, or the spot price for silver, is $27.40. So if you buy one buffalo, you're going to be paying $5.69 over spot. In fact, if you buy 1 through 19 of them, you're going to pay $5.69 over spot. And then if you buy 20 or more, so let's say you want to buy a roll of them, you can count on it coming down, a little bit for you. But that is a lot. Generics are a lot right now over spot. And I don't know if I've ever paid almost $6 over spot for a generic piece of silver. And I really don't want to start now. So that's why I'm holding off for now. So let's take a look at the Eagles. Now you can see again we're on JM Bullion site, same spot price. The American Silver Eagles for the 2021. It does look like they have them in stock. But they're $12.44 per ounce over spot. So one coin is going to cost you $39.84 for one silver eagle. Oh my, that is a lot. Now if you buy a tube of them, you can see it drops a whopping 30 cents per coin. Hey, if I'm buying them, I'll take that little bit of a discount. But that is still way, way too much, in my humble opinion. Now, the thing I want you to notice here is over in the bottom corner in the blue bar, you can see that 1,358 people have bought Eagles in the past week. Even though I'm not buying them, and a lot of you watching this video probably aren't buying them, people are buying them. And that's really pretty amazing that people are willing to spend that much on them. But yeah, 1,358 people have bought Eagles in the past week at that price. All right, now I just wanted to show this as well. So JM Bullion is buying American Silver Eagles, and they are paying $2 over spot as of the time that I record this video. So they're selling them for over $12 over spot, but they're paying $2 over spot. So if you were fortunate to pick up your Eagles like I was, a few years ago for $16 a piece, you're going to make some pretty good money off them. You can get over $30 a piece for them if you sell them to JM Bullion. Now, if you sell them privately to somebody else, for, I don't know, $7 or $8 over spot instead of 12, you'd still do very well. But I just thought it was interesting to point out that JM Bullion is paying over spot for Eagles. So what about constitutional silver, junk silver, 90% silver? Can you believe this? A whopping 26 times for each dollar of face. Look at that, $260 for $10 face. Wow. And if you do the calculation, well, you don't even need to do the calculation because it says it right on their page here. It's $8.99 over spot per ounce. Is that incredible or what? But again, if you look at the blue bar over there in the bottom left corner, 94 people have bought it in the past week. I bought a lot of my constitutional silver at 9-10 times. Look at the amount of money I could make if I were to sell it right now. Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, about selling. But for now, I just wanted to show you that it's probably not a good time to be buying generics, American Silver Eagles, or constitutional silver. It's just a lot of money. Now, just like it's shown on JM Bullion, if you go out to Facebook or you look at Instagram, you will see that people are grabbing this stuff up as soon as it's being offered for sale. These things are, selling out almost immediately. So people are buying. I don't know if they're in panic mode or what they are, or, just some regular stackers that are looking to stack some more because they want more in case, stuff happens here in the near future. But yeah, it's a seller's market for sure out there. And again, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So what am I buying? What are the things that I'm looking at? Well, I'll tell you, it's pretty hard to find anything right now and not feel like you're never going to get your return on it because everything is really high. So one of the things I've started looking at a little bit is graded coins. Now, I'm not a big graded coin guy. I don't have a whole lot of them. I don't really feel they're worth the money in most cases. But I did decide a while back to, collect a few different graded coins just to kind of get into it, kind of keep the, collector spirit going. And one of the things I started collecting was the MS-70 versions of the Silver Krugerrand. Now, I'm not a huge Silver Krugerrand fan. I like the Krugerrand. I like all silver, right? This isn't just like a really cool special coin in my humble opinion, but it's a well-known coin. It's a government coin. A lot of people know about this coin, and you can get into the MS-70s, especially when they first come out, for $40 or $50. So it's not a ton of money. And the Silver Krugerrand just started coming out like this a few years ago. And so as you can see here, I picked up a MS-70 2020 Krugerrand, and sorry about the picture here. This is off the ad from where I bought it from. The one that I have is, stashed away nice and safe, so I didn't dig it out for a picture. I figured this would at least get the point across, right? And I've been buying the NGC brown labels too. And that doesn't really necessarily matter. NGC, PGCS. I mean, they're all good. If I can get the brown label to match the other ones that I have, why not? Kind of keep them consistent. If I ever go to sell them, they'll be nice, consistent year after year. It's not the best investment I've ever made, but why not? Why not have a little bit of fun? And again, it's not like I'm going out and paying $2,000 or $3,000 for these coins. You can get them usually for under $50. That's not too bad. So what else? Well, kind of like that high premium silver, right? So for example, I recently did a video on the 5-ounce Libertad that I picked up off eBay with eBay bucks. And here's an example of one off of eBay. And you can see there's eBay bucks on there, but when there's not a promotional thing going on, you can get 1% on your eBay bucks, which you see there's, if you look at the calculation, it's 1%. I was able to get 5%, so it was about $10 off, which is kind of cool. Get $10 off of Libertad. Now, again, high premium silver, similar to like the Geiger bars, which are really up there in their premium as well. So if you're going to go after some silver, maybe go after some high premium silver where the premiums are going to stay up there even when things start normalizing again. So Libertads are cool. I love Libertads, but they just cost a lot. And I buy some Geiger once in a while, but not too often because, again, they cost a lot. But that might be some stuff you look into, but just be careful. By the time I got done paying for this, it was just $1 or $2 more per ounce than buying an American Silver Eagle right now. So again, I didn't go out and buy 10 of these or 20 of these or get crazy on it. But, I figured why not go pick up one, especially since I could use the eBay bucks on it. So first thing I talked about was the graded coins. Maybe pick up some higher premium coins. And then next, some gold. Now again, the premium on gold has gone up as well. Actually quite a bit because gold has become a little scarce for a lot of these bullion dealers. And you can see here I'm showing an example of what it is at ATMEX. So if you buy 1 through 19, it's $265.87 for 1/10 of an ounce. That's quite a premium with gold right now being down in the high 1700s, and then you're going to pay equivalent of $2,650 per ounce to get the 10th ounces. That's quite a premium right there. Now, everybody knows 10th ounces have a premium, and that's okay. We understand that. Still picks them up once in a while. But that's a big premium. Then I've also got a screenshot here from JM Bullion, and you can see here $229.39 for a 10th ouncer. So that's quite a bit less than ATMEX, but still $2,200, $2,300 for an ounce with the premium. That's pretty high. But I'll tell you, a lot of these 10th ounces are hard to even find now. A lot of them aren't even in stock in most places. Now these two, at the time of this recording, did have them in stock, but as you can see, you're going to pay for them. That's for sure. So one of the things I recently did was I picked up a pretty cool 10th ounce gold coin from Prospector's Gold and Gems. Prospector's Gold and Gems is located in Colorado, so it's a U.S. company. David Emsley, the guy that owns Prospector's, recently, a few years ago, bought a mine or invested in a mine. I remember seeing a TV show on it. He had a TV show where they talked about what they were doing. And this is some of the first gold that came out of this gold mine in Colorado. And really, really cool design, right? This is a 1/10 of an ounce. It says made from ore mined in the USA, front range milling, processed in Colorado, 2020 first production. So I thought, you know what? Kind of a premium coin, but maybe not, because if you look at the price on there, look at that, $219.95. That was less than either of the coins that we looked at ATMEX or JM Bullion, right? That's, what was it? That's $10 less than what we saw at JMB. So, it's got a premium on it for sure, but look at how cool this thing is. I like this thing a lot. So if you look at the cert over there, it comes with a cert. There's only 500 of them, certifying that it's good stuff. And this is really cool. So again, instead of going out and spending $260, $230 with, ATMEX or JMB, buy it from a U.S. company It's got some really cool rounds out there. This thing's cool. And so I figured, why not? Why not go ahead and buy one, have a little bit of history, and support a local U.S. company, and get something really cool in the process. So I thought that would be one good way to go to, get my gold fix in and also get something really cool. So another place you can keep your eye out right now is on Facebook groups and Instagram. So if you sign up for some of the other YouTubers or, follow people on Instagram, you'll see there's a lot of auctions going on out there, a lot of sales. And I've picked up a few things off of there lately. And again, it might be something to fill a hole in an album or, part of the collectible graded series. But, these people are smart too. They know what their gold and silver is worth, and they're not going to sell it to you, way below spot. It's going to be up there like the rest of the stuff that's out there. But if you're looking for something to collect or you want to support, some of your friends or some of the people you follow, it's a good place to go and check out and just, have some fun watching some auctions and interacting with people. It's pretty cool. If there is anything that's a good deal, it goes really fast. So you have to kind of keep your eye on it, especially on the Facebook groups. That stuff will sell pretty fast. But on the other hand, once in a while, there's something, worth buying out there. Now, you got to be careful, like I said before, because, the prices are up there for sure. But just keep an eye on it. You never know. I just bought something I got in the mail recently that I thought was a really fair deal. I went out to eBay, see what the sold auctions, just look at the current auctions, look at the sold ones, see what they sold for. And, I could flip each one right now and make money off them. And so a lot of times if you just throw it out there and you don't have to pay what they've listed as, you can make them an offer and say, hey, I'd rather, pay this for it. And they can either accept or reject it. But, as you might imagine, a lot of times they do accept it. So let's talk about something else that's been kind of hot lately, and that's cryptocurrencies. Many of you that are following YouTube channels out there have noticed, like I have, I'm sure, that there's been a lot of discussion about cryptos out there. And there should be, right? Cryptos is definitely something that needs to be looked at, something that you should probably be paying attention to. Whether or not you want to invest in it. I'm not a financial advisor. I would never give you financial advice on anything, let alone cryptocurrencies. But on the other hand, for the diversification side of it, to have something besides just gold and silver or maybe a 401k at work might be something to take a look at. Now, we invested into cryptos a couple years ago. A friend at work was talking about them and saying that he was just, putting a little bit of money into them. And I thought, why not? Why not put, a little bit of money into it? And bought into it, bought 3 or 4 different ones. Fortunately, one of them was Bitcoin. Way under one share, like 0.000 something of a share, right? Bitcoin's really high. But still, bought into it. And it just kind of floated out there. I'd check in on it every once in a while, and it was a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. Just like, just leave it alone. But as many of you know, cryptos have really taken off lately. I looked at our account a little while ago, a month or two ago, and it's like, wow, suddenly this account started to grow. And so I was able to, get into a couple of the bigger ones, the Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, but at very small percentages. But that's okay, right? You got to start somewhere. It's like when I started stacking, I just stacked an ounce at a time. It's, it's okay to start out small, right? So I'm not really ready to go all in on the cryptos. I'm not ready to stop, my silver and gold investment, or I'm not ready to sell my silver or gold and buy cryptos with it. But it is something that's getting a lot of airtime right now, a lot of people talking about it. And so I figured I'd mention it like everybody else is and say, if you haven't looked, maybe take a look. But again, not as a financial advisor, just as maybe another way to diversify and just, have another avenue out there for you. That's all. I'm glad, my friend talked me into it a few years ago. But again, I'm not willing to sell the farm and invest in cryptos. But I know there's a lot of people who are. But I'm not there yet. And with Bitcoin being $55,000, $56,000 a share, it's kind of hard to buy into now. But if you were to buy a fraction of it with $50 or $100, I don't know. Would that be beneficial? I can't really say. Nobody knows what the future holds, but, it's not uncommon. You could go looking right now and find people saying Bitcoin's going up over $100,000 a share. So who knows, right? If we all knew the future, we'd all be in much better shape than we are now. So the last thing I want to talk about today, as I mentioned earlier, is it time to sell? Should we take some of the precious metals that we bought at great prices and sell it and maybe buy something else? It's a good question, and one that I've kind of struggled with a little bit, because most of our silver, especially our silver that we've purchased, was bought back when spot was $13-14. So most of our silver that we have, we paid $15-16 an ounce for. A lot of the Eagles we have, we paid $300, $320, $340 a tube for. Right now we could double that. Talking Bullion really doesn't want to get into the selling business, but on the other hand, getting a return on investment, let's say buying some more gold with it, might not be a bad idea. I mean, everybody has to decide for themselves, right? But with the gold to silver ratio being 65-1, now I wouldn't sell Eagles, but maybe sell some constitutional silver, maybe sell some generics, and go out and get some gold with it. That's really tempting. My biggest concern, and watching some of the other YouTubers, they don't seem to have this concern, but my biggest concern is that what if it doesn't go back down? What if silver doesn't go back down to $18, $19, $20 an ounce? Now, most of them say, I can think of one specific YouTuber I watched recently, said, oh yeah, I'm selling my Eagles, I'm selling most of my stuff because it's going to drop back down to $20 or $19 and I'll just rebuy it then. Okay, I mean, history says that's probably true. But I'll tell you, in today's world, I don't trust history anymore. I mean, all the past trends have basically been wiped out. There's been so many things that have happened 2020, 2021 that have really never happened before. The trend lines, I think, just can't be necessarily followed. No, I'm a big statistics guy, and I know that statistics work. I mean, it's amazing how statistics do work the way they do. But again, I think we're in such interesting, strange times that I don't know that we can honestly guarantee that silver is going back down to $15, $16, $17, $20 an ounce. There's no way to know that. So if I unload some of my silver now, and yeah, sure, I could get, $32, $33, whatever it might be right now, an ounce. That's great. Be great for now. But what if I don't ever get a chance to replace it again? Because right now we're at the bottom. I don't know. Nobody can say for sure, right? So that's my biggest concern with selling, and I trust that maybe some of you have that same concern. But you just never know. And again, I'm a stacker. I'm in it for the long haul. And I'd love to, get a good ROI on my investment. But on the other hand, I don't want to have to go out and start paying $30, $35, $40 for an ounce of silver either. So I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Where's your head at? How do you justify it? How do you think about it? Are you going to, flip it and sell it if you can to try to get more? Or are you going to, flip it, sell it? Maybe you want to pay some bills off. I mean, that might be one reason you do it too. That's not going to be why I do it at this point in time. But, we could certainly understand if you needed it for something. Might be the time to do it. And even if I did start selling some now, I wouldn't sell all of it. I probably wouldn't even probably sell 10% of what we have. But still, having to replace it, it's one of the things that the bullion dealers and coin stores are worried about, right? It's not what they can sell it for. It's what it costs to replace it. And that's why they shut down a while back, because they were afraid that if they sold out all their stock, it would cost them way too much to replace it, or they might not even be able to replace it because of the shortage. So even as a private stacker, we still have to have those same concerns because they're real concerns. So tell me what you think. Tell me what kind of creative strategies you've used or are planning to use. And I released a video a couple weeks ago showing how I did, cash in some of the constitutional silver and turn it right around and bought, gold with it. I was able to get 3 ounces of gold and still have money left over by selling, not a whole lot of constitutional silver really. And made, thousands of dollars of profits on it. That's still tempting right now. That's still very, very tempting. But for now, we're just going to kind of wait and see what happens with that gold to silver ratio. see if it might come down yet a little bit more, and then go from there. It's not too hard to find, people that are saying it's heading down to the 50s, at least the high 50s on the gold to silver ratio. And if that happens, that would, really be a great time to maybe do some exchanging. So the high premiums have caused, quite a bit of change of behavior, especially from us stacking folks that just don't want to get caught up in those high premiums and, impact our dollar cost averaging that much right now. So we've had to get a little bit creative, and I still go out there every day. I still look around. I still try to find cool things, and, may buy something once in a while just to, keep the stack going and to get a few things. But I am not out there buying $20 face of constitutional silver, tubes of Eagles or tubes of generic. Just not happening right now. And others are, and you can tell by those JM Bullion screen prints I did where it showed, how many people have bought them in the past week. People are buying, just not me right now. So thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And always remember, let's keep talking bullion.